I said that.
Welcome to Headlocks, Heels, and Havoc, the wildest mixed tag team in podcasting where the kayfabe drops and the chaos takes over. Let's ring the damn bell.
Headlocks tight, heels on the prowl, dropping elbows, hearing growl, feel the foul. No script here, just real, no bluff. Kayfabe crack, now the dirt gets rough. Headlocks, heels, havoc in the zone. Stepping in the ring, chaos at your home. No filters, no mask, just raw bare tone. Wrestling unscripted, we on the throne. Title belts, mic checks, crowd going crazy. Drop truth bombs, leaving lines feeling hazy. Beyond the kayfabe, past the charade, where legends are born and stories get made. Headlocks poppin', who's hitting the mat? Welcome to the Havoc where the real talk's at. Tune in, step through, leave the fake at the door. Headlocks, heels, havoc, now hear the roar.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am one half of the greatest tag team in podcasting, the legend J-Mac. With me, as always, is everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Slam.
What's up?
Now, all right, folks, this episode just got a little extra attitude. Joining us today are the Sloanes, a mother-daughter duo bringing both sides of the wrestling coin to the table. Veronica Sloane, never afraid to lean into the heel role, delivers sharp takes, bold opinions, and has zero filter. With Tori, Sloane balances things out as the voice of reason and proves that wrestling fandom runs deep across generations. Together, they blend humor, passion, and real talk, offering a unique ringside perspective that only a mother-daughter team can bring. From indie wrestling insights to spirited debates and plenty of personality, the Sloanes are all about keeping it real and sometimes keeping it heated. So buckle up, because things are about to get interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Sloanes, Victoria, not Victoria, Veronica and Tori. How are you ladies doing?
Oh, we're doing well, considering you woke us up so early.
I'm sorry. I forget that you all are in a different time zone than us. Like, I've had to take that into account so many times whenever I'm like talking to guests, because like we've got a guy from Texas. He's coming on. What is it? Next week, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So he's like, Warhammer's his name, and like I was like, we were trying to figure out, okay, we shoot this time, but that's your time. This, and he's like, yeah, can we shoot for a little bit later time? Because so yeah. But no, we appreciate you all being here. Hope you all are surviving this cold. We were talking a little bit about it. You said you were from, Chicago? So,
Sir,
used to it, but just gotten unused to it after a while.
I have found comfort in the fact that winters really don't last that long in Southern Illinois. So I don't know what the hell it's doing this year, but it can stop at any time.
I 100% agree. My old bones don't like it one bit.
I think everybody's sick of snow and ice by now.
Yes.
The way I look at it, December's gone. I like snow in December. I'm ready for spring now.
Yeah, for Christmas. As long as I get snow for Christmas, I'm happy. Then after that, I don't really want any more.
Exactly. I get it.
Well, I've got like a Final Destination trap going on outside my front door, so I haven't left because I've got a tin roof, so all the ice is deciding to slowly slide itself down. So I just keep opening up the door. Right? I just keep opening up the door and poking it with the broom and just hoping it'll fall eventually. And I ain't going out there.
Trap.
Yes, I'm telling you, man. It's like the Goonies on crack outside. But no, so what? Let me ask you.
Oh my gosh!
What made you all decide to get into the podcasting world as a mother-daughter duo?
That's a good question. Wrestling is a huge hobby of ours, I would say. I've been a fan ever since the golden era. Don't want to age myself, but it's true. And it's not really something that I really pushed on my children. They brought it to me, and it's something that we found out that we can really vibe with. I have 4 children, and we're all very close. It's just she's my on-screen persona. If you've watched any of our shows, I'm sure you've seen a few of other of mine pop in. But it's just something that we all connected on, and we really enjoy coming together because we are so opinionated as a family. There are wrestlers that we agree on, but there are wrestlers we do not agree on. Mm-hmm. And it gets pretty interesting, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it gets heated, especially if they're going against each other, and then it's like full out war has taken place in the middle of the living room or throughout the entire house. It's scary, but it's a great time, and everyone has a ball.
I've always said that that's the great thing about wrestling is one of those sports that can bring so many different people together that you would never expect to sit down and even talk to each other in a room, because 2 people who have never even talked to each other or would think to talk to each other can both be rooting for Stone Cold or The Rock or, whatever, and find that common ground. That's one thing I love wrestling for and everything.
And I believe what you said just there is probably one of the main reasons that we decided to get into the podcasting part of it. We began to frequent independent wrestling shows throughout the area, kind of scoping them out and seeing which ones we thought, we're good, because let's face it, not all of them are. But it was those individuals. It was the passion of the crowd, the passion of the other individuals who share that same passion that we have for it. And we did not start out as a podcast. We did this for about a year as more of a vlog series where we just did exclusive interviews to help gain exposure for those individuals who are in the independent, wrestling world. There were so many promotions that we didn't know about, and that wasn't okay with us. So right. we decided to start showcasing this talent that is out there, these promotions that are out there. Now, our podcast, we don't, even though we do interview a plethora of talent, it's all about the promotion and who's involved in it. So that includes promoters, referees, ring announcers, fans. All of those individuals are super important to us. And we want to make sure that they have a platform to share their experiences, just to let the love for wrestling continue to grow. And we got hooked. So about a year after that, we said, let's try this whole podcast thing. We didn't have a clue what we're doing. We still don't.
No, we didn't. We just are great at seeming that we do.
Right. We put on a good show too, so we understand exactly what you're talking about, No, I totally get that though, because we're the same way. Like we always said that it doesn't matter who we get the chance to sit down and talk to on this podcast. I don't care if you're the ring announcer. I don't care if you're the commentary team. I don't care if you're the ring boy that sets up the ring. Mm-hmm. Whoever you are from top to bottom, we want to sit down and just put the spotlight on the professional wrestling business. Yeah. And to go to your point, what was it, Uncle Sam, 6 months ago? Well, roughly, I don't want to say 6 months ago, because October was about our 6-month anniversary of doing the show. Yeah. So, maybe around April was the first time we had ever even went to an independent show. I personally looked at independence as like, that's the dumbed down version.
Like the B, CD type of deal.
Right. That's as me and a bunch of my friends used to say, that's the battle of the no goods.
Okay. Okay.
Went to the show and blown away. Yeah. I love independent wrestling.
It's put mainstream wrestling for me to shame. I follow way more independent wrestling now, and Tori's the same, than we do mainstream. Nothing against mainstream. It's great. Yeah. And I know that there are a lot of individuals out there on the independent circuit that hold those aspirations, and they do want to make it. But I love the fact that there's individuals that don't have that as their goal. They are there to continue putting the work and the effort in to let the independent circuit flourish. And the amount of talent that's out there that possess that capability, it still surprises me to this day. And I can't wait to see how much more of it is out there.
Yeah. Like, I didn't find out till later on that, like, you don't have to be, a WWE superstar, AEW superstar to make a good living in wrestling. Like, there are plenty of indie wrestlers that have never been pro who are making a great living, learning, teaching, schools or whatever, that, have never seen a WWE ring. That doesn't make them not good. That just means they didn't get that opportunity or they didn't have that shot. But they're still feeding their families. They're still living out their dreams. They're still doing what they love because of indie wrestling and whatever. And because we've, started getting into it, like, it's totally changed our mind on wrestling, just learning, from people that know more than us, because that's what I'm really into, is just learning the psychology of wrestling, learning the stuff that they don't tell you, that you don't see on TV, that goes into a show, because there's so much that goes into a show that people don't even understand. Booking talent, coming up with a story, getting it to, go through or whatever.
It's true. It's true. The amount of individuals that it takes to put an event on, you would never know it because so many of them do it so seamlessly. But it's true. It is a group effort, and everybody that does their part, they're hardworking, and you can tell. And that's comforting to know that they do love what they do, because it just makes us as a fan enjoy it more.
Yeah. Because you can tell when somebody likes their job and, like, when they just do it because they have to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like doing my job, so I come in, I get excited, I do my research, I do my homework, and I think they're the same way. I think they put in that extra work. I think they, study other people to become better wrestlers, because they want to give a really good show. They want to give fans their money's worth, especially nowadays with ticket prices being as high as they are for WWE events and stuff. I think they're going to push a lot more people towards indie wrestlers and shows.
I agree.
This is the time for independent wrestling because of all of those things that are happening going on. This is the prime time for all talent. It doesn't matter, again, like you are, ref. Talent doesn't matter. This is the time to be out there, because so many people are turning into the independent wrestling and then getting hooked, just like it did to us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even like I've said it many times on the show and everything. My daughter, she's 9 years old, and like since she was about 5-ish, I've been having her sit down here and there and watch like PLEs with me and stuff and everything. And she's gotten into a few of the characters. She likes Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and she's a big Logan Paul fan, just because she's hooked on Prime. I'm just like, Lord God, please, anybody but Logan Paul, please.
Where did you go wrong?
Right. Tell me about it, But so, she's gotten into it and everything, but she'll be the first to tell you that her wrestling, because we go to a lot of Elite Wrestling Alliance shows out of Danville, Kentucky. And we go there every month when they hold their shows. My daughter goes with us, and she'll tell people, I like watching WWE, but my wrestling is EWA. I'm like, that's awesome, because one, she's one, like you said, it's something we're bonding on. Two, it's something that she gets excited about. And three, she's smart enough to realize that, hey, I don't have to watch that to enjoy wrestling in general. I can keep up with those once a month shows. I've got my shirt that's got 500 autographs on it, so, she loves it. She's absolutely fell in love with wrestling. She's a big fan.
That's great. I love to hear that.
So who would you all both say is your individual favorite man and woman wrestler? We'll go mainstream.
I'll let you take the lead.
No. I had to think about this. Because I have too many that are way too neck and neck. So I have to spin it to you first, because I have to think. This is way too tricky.
All right. Fine. Big surprise on my picks. I'll go with my female first.
I'm going to guess that they're Samoan.
Why? I'm never trying to act like Veronica Sloane is predictable. You're right. So, my girl is Nia Jax.
Okay.
I love her dominance. I love the fact that she is a big, powerful woman because so am I. And I love that she doesn't give up. We all know that they let her go, came back in the Rumble, didn't she? I think it is. She made her return through a Rumble. And I was so excited to see that and that they gave her another opportunity and that she's taking this opportunity and she's not wasting it at all. I don't feel she is. I think she's doing her best to improve herself on a variety of levels. And it's going to make her persona within WWE a lot stronger than the opportunity she had before. So I absolutely adore her. Finally got a chance. I didn't get to meet her, but I did get her attention because, I mean, I kind of have this thing where I have a really loud mouth. And
Oh, really?
I have a tendency to get people's attention. And so that was enough for me. Just to see that cheesy smile that she gave me and wave.
Hey, sometimes that's enough.
You're talking to the girl that made the entire bloodline turn around in the middle of a ring at a house show.
Oh,
The entire for some reason, Jimmy Uso, I can get his attention real easy, but I hate John Cena with every beat of my soul. I hate that man, and all they did was announce that he wasn't there, and I was cheering so loud. The entire bloodline turned around and looked at me.
She says, "Thanks for wasting 30 seconds of my life. I'll never get back."
So that was fun.
He said, "You can't see me." She was like, "I wished I never had."
That's whenever he says that, I just like, you're lying to me. But now he retired, so he finally meant it. Could you imagine how excited I was?
Fucking thrilled.
You can't see me. You're damn right I can. It's about time.
A year's worth of excitement just building and building and building.
Which is funny because my daughter, my daughter Ireland, known as Tiger Roar, when she is her masked wrestling persona, loves John Cena. I failed as a mother. I don't know how, but
It
she
happens sometimes.
adores that man. So his retirement match was interesting in this house.
Oh yeah, especially between those two.
divided house, I see.
Yes.
Oh yes. She was sad, and I couldn't have been happier. Man, that was great.
That must be the equivalent in their house. Uncle Slam is like a Louisville, Kentucky, divided house.
My house, yeah.
Yeah, because Uncle Slam hates Louisville, and both of his daughters chose to go to Louisville.
Are you kidding?
Which, hey, can't hate on them girls, man. They doing big things. So,
That is true. That's true. Yeah, I gotta show support for my babies.
Say, suck it up, Dad.
That's it. Don't care where they do it at. Just do it.
I just don't wear red. That's it.
So, Miss Tori, what would you say is your favorite male and female wrestler?
Okay, well, so I'm gonna go female once again, starting off just like she did. I feel like this is no surprise since the get-go that I got into wrestling. Yes, when we found out about it and we watched everything back, we started way back and made our way up. But when we were getting caught up with everything present, I instantly fell for Rhea Ripley, which I know kind of seems so generic, but I don't know what it is. From the beginning, before they even gave her push, and they were still just throwing her in the mid-card and not even letting her really show off her power, I fell in love with her. So seeing her get the push and see her getting motivated and pushing forward, I loved it. So I've always been hooked on Rhea Ripley. So when it comes to that, I feel like she is strong and she beats every other woman so far. I know. Mm-hmm.
No, trust me, I get it. Because like the minute I seen Rhea Ripley, I was ready to get right behind her too. Like,
You and every other one.
Like right behind her. Like, anything that woman needed, I would be glad to bend over and pick up for her.
Hey, I just don't see what you see. I'm sorry.
Get behind her and you'll understand.
No.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt with that commentary, but go ahead, Miss Tori.
Yeah, you got a little lost there.
Yeah, he like completely took a left turn. I thought I was
No.
seeing the Veronica 2.0
I mean,
or
like,
something.
I think it's bad influence or whatever. It's starting to rub off a little bit.
Were we not talking about Rhea Ripley?
I mean, yeah, but you're talking about behind her.
I wanted to help give her a push.
Push those sheets apart.
You don't push people from the front, man. That's just me. You knock people down that way.
Completely got derailed very quickly. Wrong name.
It happens.
Yes, hey, that's it. Some of the best things come from getting derailed.
And your favorite man or man wrestler?
Oh, see now that is where it is tricky because so many new faces have come in and just took me by awe. But at the same time, I feel like it's almost like, yes, I have my favorites because I mean, have you seen some of them? But I think it always goes back to the original one, the OG out of them all, which is Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that was a
Old
surprise.
school there you go.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised you picked him.
She was going to say John Cena for some reason.
No.
She wants to continue sitting here and not fly off the chair. I'm really close for combat.
Yeah, Macho Man's dad, he ran a company, about 10 minutes up the road from Uncle Slam in Lexington, Kentucky. For many years. Yeah, so, and Macho Man, as a matter of fact, I shared on my Facebook page, it's been a while ago. I want to say I shared it in the Headlocks group, where Macho Man was on our local 27 news station talking about the wrestling and stuff and everything that was going to be happening and stuff. I was like, that's pretty cool, I'd share that. But going back to your statement about Nia Jax, I do 100%. I have told them this 400 million times. I don't know why they don't have her working like an Andre the Giant type worker.
Right.
Like, just dominant, You're not going to get her down, so just beat her in the corner and hope you can beat her down, get her tied up in the ropes or something, something to that effect. Because I don't think that the believability of putting Alexa Bliss against Nia Jax is, I'm sorry, there is no world in which I'm ever going to put my money on Alexa Bliss in a real fight like that.
Exactly.
Thank God it's wrestling, but I just like I didn't like Rey Mysterio versus the Big Show.
Yeah, that's the first thing came to mind. I was like, no.
It's the believability factor, and yes, you've got to be able to suspend your disbelief a little bit, but you've got to be able to do it within the realm of possibility.
That's true. It's funny that you said those two names because tomorrow there's an episode of a podcast called Book Beyond Reality that I was a guest on that drops tomorrow. And basically what it is, it's fantasy matchups. And the matchup that the gentleman and I were discussing was Andre the Giant versus Big Show. Okay. So it's going to be, then he went and did a simulation through 2K. And it was like 20, probably 25. Of the match to see how it goes. And the thing that I loved about that fantasy match was exactly what you said. That is a believable match. That is two individuals that would have my attention because the believability is there. And even though they were both, known for their size and being so large, because let's face it, even when it came to body measurements, these gentlemen were within inches of each other.
Yeah.
They still were very different. Andre, they pushed him for his size, but that's where his dominance was. He was the giant. Where Big Show, just as large, did have that, but his dominance came from his strength. Yeah. So it really made you sit and think, who is going to win this? Which one is, what dominance is strong enough to bring one of these gentlemen down? And you're right. Pairing up Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax, that match would last, 5 seconds in real life?
It's a squash match.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's why I said you got to be able to suspend disbelief within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
And to go to your comment about the Big Show, a lot of people don't realize too is once he left WCW, they kind of changed how he wrestled because they started making him wrestle more like a giant in the WWE. Whereas in WCW, I mean, that dude was doing kip ups.
Right.
I'm like, dude, I have never seen a 7'2", 400 and something pound man kip up like Shawn Michaels does.
No.
But I saw it right there, and that's another. I can't do one, and I'm 5'9".
Well, the fact that they did that, I mean, obviously, they were trying to ride Andre's coattails with it because, I mean, WWE is known for that. They reuse gimmicks a lot. And that is probably one of the most frustrating things to me when it comes to WWE. So I was very relieved that they finally did let that go and did focus on the strength and the agility that Big Show, was capable of, because that made him stand out way more than just focusing on the fact that the guy's a giant. We get it. We can see that with our eyes on a daily basis. He walks in a room, the first thing you know, oh, that guy's big. Yeah. But the fact that he can get in there and move like that, now you have my attention.
That's exactly it. And as much as I love Andre, he was just slow and sluggish.
Yes.
Big Show wasn't. Big Show was doing missile drop kicks off the top rope. Mm-hmm. He was doing, way more stuff and was able to do more stuff for the longest time. So I agree. That's actually an interesting show idea to do, like those fantasy matchups. I like that idea.
Yeah, it airs tomorrow, and actually I'm recording 2 or 3 more with him tomorrow. So there's more dropping. If you haven't given him a follow, you should. It is a really neat concept. I have a lot of fun doing those shows with him.
And what's the show called again? Shout it out again.
It's Booked Beyond Reality, and it's through Suds Media on YouTube. If you guys jump over to my Facebook page, I've been advertising it, and I actually just advertised it again. So give him a follow over or subscribe over on YouTube, because he's really got a great idea going there.
Yeah,
okay.
I like that idea. I really do like that idea. So you said that you've been a fan since the golden era.
Yes, which is. Yeah, why I'm very proud of her for going Macho Man, because my initial wrestler was Ultimate Warrior.
Okay.
So
as much as I loved him back then, I'm sorry so much now.
Well, yeah, like when you look at it now, like it just looks terrible.
It does, but he's not the only one. I could sit here and I could list off a lot of talent that we've seen throughout the years in the squared circle that are guilty of the same thing. So it's just one of those things.
I agree. I mean, if I had the choice to be the Ultimate Warrior or the Red Rooster at the time, I'm definitely going with the Ultimate Warrior. I don't care how much nonsense I have to talk in front of the camera. It don't have to make any sense whatsoever. I'm not a big Red Rooster. It's all that matters. So I was going to say, so the Ultimate Warrior got you into it. So what was your first experience with the Ultimate Warrior?
Oh my goodness. It was just, I think when everyone loved Hulk Hogan at the time, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody just loved Hulk Hogan. And me, if you follow me at all, I do not follow the crowd.
So you like the bad guys, or you like the opposite that everybody else likes?
I do. I don't like to be amongst the rest, which is why I was so pissed off when everybody started liking Jey Uso, because that was my guy. That was my man. Still is. But I hate when other people love them. So the fact that, Warrior can come in and do better, I love that shit. I thought it was great. And the energy that he brought was way better than Hulk Hogan. Yeah, or whatever. Sit down. Give me the crazy guy that's running around shaking shit. Let's get amped up.
There you go.
She said, it don't work for me, brother, years before it became proper.
That's right.
So what made you, Tori, latch on to Macho Man? Like, what was your first big experience with Macho Man? And you were like, hey, that's the guy right there.
That's the guy. Well, when we ended up discovering the WWE, it was when the network was still around, where you could just go straight to the app and watch
Good
every.
day. Yes.
I loved that. I hate that it's gone, because that was just like the best place to watch it all. So we ended up clicking through and watching so much, but we started way back golden era. She taught us right. And from the get-go, as soon as he walked that curtain with that bedazzling drape, I'm like, the sparkles, and then he got in the ring and he had the charisma, and then he got on the top rope and he would jump with like, it was so much aspects of it that it didn't matter. I was like, I didn't care who was against. I'm like, fuck that guy. No, Macho Man is it. He sealed the deal. And even as we continued watching, because I'm a big sucker for the 90s one, which is why I'm kind of surprised I didn't say anyone like that was really heavily brought into there, because I just like the way that they ran it all. I mean, for crying out loud, I like Repo Man, because it's a different character, and I could probably get so much hate for liking that damn Repo Man.
At least you didn't say the Mountie.
That's so random too. That's like the Gobbly Cooper or something like that. Like the Repo Man.
The Repo Man, though. Every time.
With the mask or whatever, he had the little toe hook. Yeah.
That's like asking somebody, who's your favorite wrestler, and them going, remember the Berserker? Like, for the 3 months he was there, man, it was my favorite time in wrestling.
I just like that it was different. It didn't matter when it came to him. So I mean, I could totally have thrown this off when you asked me who my favorite was, and I could have been like, nah, and I'm not gonna say Macho. I'm gonna go Repo Man, but I didn't. Okay, because Macho Man still wins.
She's like, give me some Barry Dorso all day long. She said, I don't want the Russian Barry Dorso. I don't want demolition Barry Dorso. You give me Repo Man.
Give me Repo Man.
That's it. Out of anybody, give me Repo Man.
Her brother started selling a lot of his wrestling memorabilia, stuff that just really wasn't important to him. And when he brought out all his autographs and set them on the table, and he put the Repo Man autograph on the table, I thought there was going to be a fight. I didn't know.
In the end, I let it go. I let it go. I wasn't gonna be greedy, but man, I was like,
You could have just cashed out in money. Hey, there you go. You could have bought you a Repo Man autograph, and you would have been.
I know.
Set. Your fan trophy would have been, your whole cabinet. That would have been the centerpiece right there.
The centerpiece could have just been Repo Man.
Get you a little black mask and put it right over top of it and everything. Man. You're ready to go. Maybe
you're gonna be Repo Man this Halloween.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
awesome.
There you go. Repo Man is set. Repo Man and the Ultimate Warrior. You got
mother-daughter duo. There we go.
Right. You got Tori just sneaking down the street, and you got Veronica just boom,
running up and down,
on your
making people's doors.
Right.
Candy.
Shaking the doors left and right. Trick or treat, trick or treat.
I did run to one. And it was our first house show for WWE. You lost me because of some guy dressed as Ultimate Warrior.
It was some bodybuilder. He was dressed up just like the Ultimate Warrior. And when it comes to, everyone knows when it comes to Veronica, Tori has to watch her. So I'm holding her hand like a child, by the way. I am holding on to her like she is my daughter. And I look away for 2 seconds, and all of a sudden she's no longer holding my hand, and she's standing by this bodybuilder dressed as Ultimate Warrior, like, take my picture.
She's like, hey, look. Sometimes you just got to deal with what's in front of you, okay?
That was as close as I was going to get, okay? I wasn't missing this opportunity.
There you go.
And if you squint your eyes just enough, put some tassels on his arm, that's all you need,
He looked really good. I mean, his costume was good too. But
the tassels were hanging real nice, I see.
Right.
Among other things.
Tied good and tight, and by the chimney with care, and hopes that the Ultimate Warrior soon would be there. Oh man, no, they used to do a. I used to be a part of a beard club here in Kentucky, and every year up in Louisville they do a. It's a beard competition, but it's based around wrestling, and it's called Whisker Mania.
Hmm.
It is. I don't know how close to Louisville you all are, but
Close enough. I'll need the information.
it's definitely well. The sad thing is the this year's was I think this weekend, but they
And you're
usually
telling me now.
I'm
Okay,
very
now
good.
I know you're on my Facebook page and you see my adoration for beard. So this one I am not letting you slide by on.
I am so sorry, but I will get the information. Look, it's not till tonight, so you might still be able to. I don't know how close you are. I don't need to have anybody.
He's
giving
panicking.
me- yeah, see,
You're waking me up early on a Saturday.
right, and
You
now
don't tell me about the beard
and
competition.
I'm getting the side eye now, so that's not good. This is not good.
Messed up.
But it was no, we went a few years ago. They stopped doing it when COVID hit and everything, and they just now got back to doing it. But people come dressed up like the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, there was one year it was snowing outside, and people were dressed up in tights and no shirts, just beards everywhere. Like our beard club, we got the idea that we just dressed up as the NWO one time. I was Scott Hall. The tallest guy was, of course, Kevin Nash. The president of the beard club was Hogan. So on and so forth. It's a good time, and plus it's for a good charity too. So I mean, that helps everything always. But yeah, you all should definitely check it out. It's called Whisker Mania. I will definitely send you some information on it and everything, because if you're that into beards and that into wrestling, hey, it may just be up your alley.
You might want to get one of those backpacks, like the monkey with the tail.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna
that
need a leash.
need a leash. So we're gonna have to.
Right.
I already have to, take care of her and watch her so closely. Now I'm going to put her in that kind of environment. Yeah, no, she's needing the backpack. It's going to be attached. Nope. It's going to be at my wrist. Nope. I mean, look, I don't handcuff you to me. Like,
get an air tag also, and make sure that she doesn't have any scissors. No scissors or knives to cut the line or anything,
No.
so that she can take off.
I'm stronger than she is. I'll pick her up and just run with her. Let's go.
Drag her.
oh, look at that one. Ooh.
Get one of the dog leads that has the metal wire in it, so she don't have to bring some wire cutters if she wants to get off of them and everything. Like, Mom, why are you bringing the toolbox to Whisker Mania? Don't worry about it, okay?
You don't need to be bringing that. What are you doing?
I can't miss a prime petting opportunity.
Right. So what indie promotions do you all pretty much promote and everything around your all's area?
Around our area, we have slim pickings, but we are very proud to go ahead and give as much exposure as we can to Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling. Mm-hmm. It's funny because even though they are out of Crossville, Illinois, and sometimes Albion, I don't consider them Southern Illinois, a Southern Illinois promotion. A lot of their talent comes from all over, and really I don't think any of them live in Illinois.
I don't think so. I think they all range from whether it's
Kentucky.
Indiana, Kentucky.
Yep.
We've seen a few Tennessee ones come in recently.
One's in Missouri.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all towards Indiana and Kentucky.
Yeah, so that's why we never actually label them as Southern Illinois.
I don't think
just because when we're listing them, we never say it because we always just pair them with the Indiana area, even though they're not. Just because of the variety of talent in which they bring into the set promotion.
Yes, and they do. And I love the variety that they bring in. Of course, they have their staples and their roster, their favorites, but they're always looking for other individuals to bring in as well. And I absolutely love that. I love the fact that they give all these other people the opportunity, because to me, my favorite thing is when talent does travel around and they gain this exposure from all these other people out there in the industry, because they're learning and they're teaching.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of the talent, there is so much more when it comes to that promotion. All the individuals who work it, like we talked about, the reps, the security, the fact that the concessions that they do, what they do for their crowd is amazing. Sam Cosby is the promoter. He works very closely alongside with his friend Debbie Don Miller, and these people really do know how to cater to their fan base. The giveaways, the way that they handle like Christmas time for the kids and all that, it's just it's amazing, and it really anticipate being there, because as soon as you walk in the door, you feel like family. It's a whole entire environment.
Oh yeah, from the get-go.
Yeah.
And it's not even just the hospitality that they show to their fans, it's the talent as well.
Yes.
They make sure that they are fully set. That back, they have all the room that they need, depending on the area. Like if it's a tighter space, they'll stretch it out.
Yeah.
They'll make sure that they're set. They'll make sure they have food in the back to make sure that they are all set in that aspect. And again, like the Christmas, and it's not only just the kids. They had huge tables full, and it was for everyone. They treat everyone so nicely, especially when it comes to their fans.
Well, and speaking of those fans, I don't think I have ever seen a group of people more worthy of that treatment. They have got the most passionate fan base, and if you've watched our podcast, you have heard Tori and I just boast about these guys and girls over there. They love their wrestling. They love their wrestling. They love their promotion. They love their promoter. They love their talent, and they are not afraid to show you. And when they hate you, it is just the same. And well, Veronica Sloane can get behind that. So it's it's just a place that you want to be at, and you can't wait for their next show, which is February 14th. We're counting down the days. So I would give them one of the top rankings right now, ones that we cover.
Yeah.
And then I would say the second would be Hooligan.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if you were going to go with Hooligan or if you were going to go with Kings.
Well, yeah,
but
Kings
that's not like direct.
We're still new with Kings, but they have captivated our hearts just as quickly as any of the other two that we just mentioned. And that's growing. And actually, I'll let you go ahead. I spoke a lot about Strictly.
Well, first, I'm going to spit to Hooligans because we love Hooligans. The people who run it over at Hooligan Championship Wrestling, and they're over in Evansville, Indiana, between Thomas and the other Aaron. We love that we call them Aaron 1 and 2 because they have the same name. Those three are phenomenal. And in the independent circuit, it is so difficult to find women's wrestling, right? Mm-hmm. Well, not at Hooligans. No. They almost have more women's matches than males match to show that no, it is out there. You just have to search and treat them with respect. And those three do phenomenal work. I do recall the last event that we made it out to Hooligans. They had sold out seats, but because they kept coming in, because they were so captivated by what was happening in the ring and the way that everyone was performing, the way it was ran, they were placing more chairs to fit more people in. They are just a phenomenal promotion.
And I feel like in 2026, it seems like they're putting on a lot more shows.
Yes.
Than what they have previously. And I love it. It just means that they're growing. It means they're finding the talent that wants to work with them. He always has debuts.
Always.
I've had talent reach out to me expressing interest, and I've sent them over to Aaron over there, and they've gotten booked. So it's, they're doing it right when so many people want to be involved.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
So, like, who's some of y'all's favorite, like, indie wrestlers? Like, I know everybody's kind of got their favorite or whatever. And, like, what draws you to them, or, like, what makes them your favorite?
Start?
That's tricky, though.
It is
We
tricky.
have worked with so many. We have to think about this. I mean, you've been going first. You go first. I got to think about this. I got to think about who's giving me the most hits. Also, it's heel perspective. I've had to yell at me. I'm like, do I want to consider you?
It's a hard thing to do because you work on such a personal level with some of them that you don't want to say pick favorites. You know what I'm saying? You try to keep that biasness, but in your heart, you kind of got that one person that you're kind of like,
everybody's got that favorite child, maybe.
Right. Like, I ain't gonna
Well,
talk about
I'll take the Veronica
public,
answer. I mean, I'll take the Veronica Sloane answer. And Chase Nally has a great
Oh
beard.
my god. I feared that it would go this direction. The one man that can come into our Sloanes After Dark, our Ringside Rivalries podcast, and he will steal the show by just popping in chat, and he knows it because he will happily be like, I know, I exploded, I'm aware.
And you can fight him at Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling as well as Hooligan Championship Wrestling.
So I think that was the main reason why she picks at promotions.
Oh, okay. So she's a little biased. It's all right.
Yeah, but he knows.
He's aware.
Well, hey, as long as he knows, then that you got all bases covered.
I'm not shy.
Oh, trust me, I know that by a long shot. Trust me, I know that. I have watched enough episodes.
What can I say? I like what I like.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's exactly it. Also, while I'm thinking about it, I was supposed to shout you all out to. I don't know if you all know her or know of her. She's a lady that lives over in Western Kentucky. She is a manager. She goes by the name of Calamity Jane.
Okay.
But she wanted me to shout you all out to her because she is trying to have more people and more females and stuff on her shows and stuff too and everything. So I was like, I will be more than happy to shout you guys out and see if you guys get it. Yeah, look her up on Facebook. Her name's Calamity Jane.
Okay.
She is a manager for, I don't want to get this wrong, I want to say it's Kentucky Championship Wrestling, KCW. I think that's right. I think it's correct. But yeah, she's a manager there and does her own podcast. She's an awesome lady, brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I love about her is that she's not out there just trying to be a face.
Right.
She's got a mind too, and she's not going to be. She's not one of those ones that you're going to just, I may have a pretty face and we may use that as part of the package, but it's not going to be what we're going to focus on.
Right.
Let me cut promos and stuff too, because I can do that too. I got a mind and a mouth, and it's not just here, look at this, But yeah, she told me to shout you all out and try to get you all into contact with each other. So there you go, Calamity Jane.
Okay. We're on it. Thank you.
No. What was I was going to ask you all something, and I can't remember what it was I was going to ask you all. I forgot to write. I've been over here writing notes down about the all the promotions you've been telling us and everything. I've been jotting the names of them and everything. So because, like I said, we're 6 months roughly into the indie promotion. So it's like, this is all brand new to us. Cause like I said before, I used to think of it as like the dumbed down version and I ain't wasting my money on that, but like we've, after going and seeing the kids that get involved, you know what I'm saying? And like, how my daughter has got involved and responded to it. It's like, just like Uncle Slam has said many times on this show, I can take everybody in my family to an indie show and then go out to eat afterwards.
Right.
Can't do that with the WWE show. It's, used to be good, but now it's like, hey, we're going to eat.
You got to take out a bone. What are you talking about?
Right. Remember that supper we ate yesterday? We eating that tonight. Why? Because we got wrestling tonight and we ain't going nowhere else because this stuff just hit the bank account.
I feel with all the changes they're making today, especially WWE specifically, they're ruining it for their fans. They really are.
They are. like Uncle Slam says all the time, we're gonna have to get him a T-shirt made up and have him coin the phrase "taxing our loyalty." And that's exactly what they're doing because they know we're going to pay for it. They know people are going to pay to watch the Royal Rumble, to watch WrestleMania, to watch these things. So they're like, let's just jack prices up. And they've openly admitted that they're going to keep jacking prices up.
Oh yeah,
because
they can.
That's it. In 6 months of attending EWA events, I have not seen a price hike once.
We've seen price decreases.
Yeah.
See? And that's the thing, it's like when business is good, you can do things like that. If and you can do things like that and still keep business coming in and still make plenty of money to where you don't have to, take everybody's money, because if you can't, what people don't understand is those performers, they're going to go out there and they're going to do what they do, whether there's 30 people in the seats or whether there's 300 people in the seats. But it's easier to get 300 people in the seats if it's cost efficient and family friendly.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was going to say. I've actually seen business flourish with that decrease in price because more people can afford it. And they're getting, and a lot of times, more than what it's worth. But yeah, we've seen houses. Well, same thing like with Hooligan. The crowd continues to grow because they're making it affordable. They're making it worth it. And there's so many people that just don't have that mindset out there when it comes to business, and they should.
100%. You do. I understand the business model of raising costs at certain times. But there needs to be made more popular, more, whatever, that we decrease prices when the times also, demand that.
Sometimes you got to learn to read the room or whatever. You got to realize, okay, like not everybody's got a ton of money. Not everybody's rich right now. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of, struggling, so let's cut prices so we can, give people opportunity to take their minds off of, their problems for a couple of hours and be able to, spend some time with their family instead of, oh man, that's more money I had to come out with. Man, how am I going to come up with that and stuff, stressing. That's what's good about wrestling. For those couple of hours, you don't have to think about that bill I got. I don't have to think about my bad kids. I can just go enjoy the show, get it, engrossed in it, and, have fun. And then afterwards, I could probably meet the people up close and personal. I mean, we've got a chance to meet a lot of the wrestlers that, if it was WWE, we would never get to meet some people. You could talk to them, shake hands. Most of them are really cool, real friendly. Of course, you're always going to have an asshole here and there, but most people, we've always met through indie have always been really cool with us. Real friendly, always, hey, we'll come on your podcast. We'll talk to you. We don't mind signing some T-shirts. If you're doing something for charity, we're down for you.
Yeah. It's just a whole different animal.
It is. It really is, because it's so much more personal, and it's not just on the performance level. It's on, every level, especially, with people in our positions where we have podcasts and, we get a little bit of extra insight, into, them and be able to talk to them and stuff and everything. But it's just, like he was saying, even for the fans that don't do podcasts and stuff like that, they get to stick around for a few minutes after the show and get a picture with their favorite wrestler.
The engagement is strong, and that's what keeps the crowd coming back. And talent, and like you had said, there's some talent out there that isn't maybe as giving when it comes to that, and they're doing themselves a disservice. They really are, because keeping that connection with your fans is going to get that word out there. And not only just are they, coming back to see the show, but we've seen them bring more people. So it's really something to step back and look at on, they're bringing to the table way more than just what you do in the ring. What you're doing outside of it is just as important.
Yes. Yes. You got to build those relationships with the people on the outside as well as on the inside. It's not just, it's funny. I'm up here looking at the preview show of the Royal Rumble, and I look up and all I see is the Ultimate Warrior just bolting it down to the ring. Like it was meant to be or something.
I feel like I need to get up and do a lap around the house.
There you go. So, you know, hey, just for old time's sake, you know. But now we have some new segments we are trying out here on the show, and we've got one that we're still kind of working on the name and everything, but I'm going to call it the Eliminator for today. It's just a working title, guys, so you know, just bear with us. But you all get to be the first recipients of it, and we're going to do it Samoan style.
Oh no. Okay.
So
What I get for picking my favorite male wrestler would be a whole entire family.
Yeah, that's what you get.
well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out and I'm going to give you 2 Samoan wrestlers.
Okay.
Or 2 people who are in that Samoan dynasty family.
Okay.
And you have to eliminate one.
Oh.
And then we're going to go to the next.
You just do not want to be my favorite person today, do you?
But the thing of it is you don't get to know who's next.
Oh.
So you could eliminate somebody and want to keep them around. So then that the final person is your final Samoan pick.
Okay.
All right.
All righty. So we will start this out with High Chief Peter Maivia versus Rikishi.
See ya, Peter.
See you, Peter.
That one's the easiest one.
You have to understand, when it
That
came
was-
to the Samoan dynasty, the whole reason that I fell in love with them was Fatu.
Okay. So we have Rikishi versus Rosie.
Oh, bye, Rosie.
By Rosie. Rikishi versus Roman.
Well, considering that I took do you remember when they came out with like Roman Reigns had a new t-shirt like every week? And then they came out the ones that said the tribal chief is my daddy.
Yes.
Well, even though I'm looking at my life-size Roman Reigns cutout right now, because yes, I have them in jumbo. He's standing next to the Usos.
That's great.
I went and I had that shirt fixed. And that shirt, I have tribal chief cut out like with a red slash and Rikishi written on top. So it reads, Rikishi is my daddy. Bye, Roman.
All righty. So Roman got the boot. All righty. So we are going to go with Sam Fatu, better known as the Tonga Kid, versus Rikishi.
Sticking with my man.
Rikishi's still in there.
He's starting to realize he should have put Kishi so early down the line.
I didn't know she was such a big Kishi fan.
Loyalty.
Right. Hey, the one person in the world who wants to receive the stink face willingly.
Give it to me a few times.
Oh,
It gives new meaning to back that ass up, doesn't it?
Only if I get to do it back.
Oh, well, hey, that would be talk between you and Mr. Fatu there.
I'll ask.
Right. I mean, what's the worst thing to say? No, you're no worse off than what you were, you know.
That's all right.
All righty. So we got Rikishi versus Umaga.
Rikishi.
Okay. Rikishi versus Jacob Fatu.
I like Jacob. I think he's a cool dude, but he needs to stay out of his uncle's way.
I don't think anybody's going to break this.
Oh, well, see, now we're going to get interesting because we got dad versus son, Jimmy versus Rikishi.
Rikishi, only because my girl Trinity Fatu and I have this pact that that's her man, and I'll take the twin.
Okay. Well, in saying that, Rikishi now has to get past his other son, mid-card Jey Uso.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to go there.
I can't stand Jey Uso. No, let me take it back. It's not that I can't stand Jey Uso. I hate that I never seen him as a main eventer.
Mhm.
And I hate that they pushed that down everybody's throat. And the only thing that came out of that whole main event run was the yeeting.
Mhm.
And that's literally it. That's why I joke around calling mid-card Jey Uso. But yeah, so Rikishi versus mid-card.
I wish I would have known that because Jey Uso had gave me his shirt, and I would have worn that. Was it the same event when I made them all turn around?
Yes.
It was. It was that same event when I made them all turn around. Let me tell you something. There's nothing more intimidating because when we always sat on the ramp, that way when they walk through, we could interact with them. And they were leaving the squared circle, and all of a sudden, Jimmy Uso stops in front of me. Solo's over here. It's when Sammy was with them. And the whole bloodline just stopped right in front of my family. And when we were all just looking at each other like, what the hell's happening? I didn't know if we were getting thrown out or what.
Like, oh, and we're gone. That's it.
That fast. But then Jay came up. And then when he came up, he set the belts down. And all I could go was, oh my God.
I think she might have fell out.
Yeah.
Still had to hold her up,
Hey.
But sure shit, he took that shirt off, and it's behind me. But
She never watched it.
She said,
and it still smells like coconut. Not that I smell it.
Because if I remember correctly from a previous podcast, you don't care for coconut.
I love coconut.
Okay, I thought it was.
He just makes it smell a million times better.
Oh, okay, there you go. Coconut and Uso, what a better combination.
I can't think of any. But Rikishi can go sit down.
Oh, so
I know the matchup I was waiting for.
to mid card. Okay. So we got Jay versus Solo.
Solo Sikoa.
I knew it was. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to get to that point.
Really?
So Solo is beating Jay, or Solo
You want to tell the story? You want to tell the story of when he debuted?
So Solo wins or Solo loses?
No. Jay can go sit down by Daddy. Solo is my man.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
At least she's keeping it in the family.
Right.
It's easier that way.
Closer can, deeper in, let's see. We got Solo versus Zilla.
Solo.
Okay. So Solo versus Rocky Johnson.
That family. Solo.
Alrighty. Solo versus The Rock.
The Rock doesn't even need to exist. Solo.
Oh, damn.
I hate The Rock.
I think he hates The Rock more than John Cena.
I do.
Really? Okay.
We will have to touch on this real quick here in a second. So Solo versus Jimmy Snuka.
Solo.
And that would actually surprises me. I did not know that Jimmy Snuka was a relative of the family.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not know that. And Solo versus the last opponent, Yokozuna.
Well, even though Yokozuna is Solo's middle name, Solo.
So Solo walks away as the champion for the bloodline. Well, I can't say their last name. How do you? I know why.
Anawagi.
Yeah. That's pretty close.
That's how you say it. How she said it. I'm just going to dub your voice saying it over mine every time I have to say it. from now on. So, I promise I'm not trying to copyright infringe or anything. I've never been able to say that name to save my life. That's why I say the bloodline family, because it's like I guess every family's a bloodline there, buddy. Calm down. But no, Uncle Slam, you got any questions for him?
Just a couple. I know y'all do, what is it, like 4 different podcasts or whatever?
We do. 5 total. 4 of them are specifically independent wrestling.
Yeah. So, how do y'all have time to do all that? And, do y'all have regular jobs too or whatever?
Well, yeah, we do. But I have the luxury of working from home, and I also homeschool my children. So I am in complete control of my schedule 100% of the day, and I make time for what I love.
That's
because
awesome.
I know, us just doing one is kind of a, full time. And I know y'all, like I said, doing 4, almost 5. And then you have a family too. The balance, would kind of be hard with most people because you have to spend time. But I guess it works out for you, like you said, because you do work at home. It is a lot easier. You're a lot more flexible.
Yeah, I have a really cool boss.
Okay.
And we can divide and conquer.
Yes,
that's the luxury of us being a duo. Some things she does way better than I do, and vice versa. So it's a divide, conquer, split, and we come back together, and it just merges beautifully together. I guess that's another luxury of being mother-daughter. I mean, we're on the same wavelength without having to be in the same room.
Cool. What is the biggest thing you've probably learned from doing your podcast, like you would say? The biggest lesson or something that you didn't know that you've kind of figured out as you went on?
Not everybody is deserving of the attention that we give.
Oh, okay. I hear that.
I agree with that too. 100%. I like that because we sometimes give attention where
And probably
people are
one
good
more
at
thing.
disguising.
Yeah. And outside of that, even though that's important because it helps keep you aware and it keeps you sharp and it helps not waste your time, especially because we do put on so much, and we're not looking for people who are going to be a time waster or underappreciative. However, with that being said, trying to steer it off some negative and looking at it a positive, we have found that in order to do what we do and do it successfully, that this is not something that you can come into with a competitive mindset. It gets you nowhere, which is why we thrive on the fact that we keep a collaborative one. Because it's not who's better than who can do, this better than whatever. Sure, everybody has their own talents. Like you said, there's some things that I do better and vice versa. Well, that goes for us and you.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we can come together and we can bring these ideas in a collaborative setting versus, I'm going to make sure that I have more viewers than you. My following is way bigger than yours. No, it's not about that. It's about what can we do to make sure we're getting what we have to say out there further.
Yes. 100% agree. 100% agree. Because like I've always said, once you pay for the internet, it's free. Once you pay for these services and stuff to do these podcasts and stuff, it's free. So do your thing and don't focus on what everybody else is doing because it's a big old pie.
Yeah.
And there's enough for everybody to have a good piece.
There is.
You look at other, companies, that are online companies and stuff. How many people, make money off TikTok? How many people make money off of, Facebook accounts, off Instagram? I'll even go even further off things like OnlyFans and stuff. Do you think people that are on those platforms are seriously concerned about what the other creator is doing and how many viewers they got? As long as the money is rolling in and they're doing something right, or the viewership, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because if we all jumped in this to do it for the money, then we'd be broke inside a week. But, it's the jealousy doesn't have to be there. The competitive jealousy. If you're going to be competitive with anybody doing a podcast, be competitive with yourself so that way your product gets better.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
That is what we do every 3 months. she and I will sit down and be like, all right, we did this for a little while, but it can't stay this way. What can we introduce that's new now? And we're actually getting ready to do just that.
And that's us. We were like, hey, we're jumping on here. We're doing a recap show. We're talking about news and everything. But what can we do to spice it up a little bit? So that's why we're going to start trying to introduce little segments and stuff and everything, and try to do, just different stuff to where, one, we can get more interaction with the viewers, because we want that. We want all the interaction in the world, stop in, say, hey, ask questions, that's what we want. But it's like, you've got to constantly be trying to evolve and constantly try to make your product better, or it's just going to get stagnant and people are going to say, okay, well, it's the same thing. They've had this guest on 5 times. It's going to be the same conversation, blah, blah, blah. But if you can do a different segment with that same guest, 5 different times, then it's a different show every time.
Exactly. You've got to keep the perspective fresh.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
What advice would you give to other ladies that were trying to jump into, say, the podcast ring or whatever? Like, what have you learned over this year or so that you could be like, okay, this is what I would do different, or like, this is what I learned, or, this is something that you shouldn't do or should do. Like, what advice do you have for other women that want to try to do similar as you?
Especially wrestling podcasts, because with the stereotype always being that wrestling is a men's sport.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's kind of dominated by men, and it's good to see other like women out there doing it. But like, what advice would you have for other women that might be more intimidated to jump in, say, a podcast about wrestling?
It's not easy.
No.
You will be judged. You'll be attacked. People will create a picture of you that maybe isn't true, but none of that matters.
You have to break the norm. You have to step into the perspective and completely forget everything you know about it. It may be a male dominant sport, but grab it by the balls and ride it. Take grip of it. This is your time to show that it doesn't always have to be spun that direction. And you have to not care what others say. You may bring new ideas, and people are going to hate the fact that you brought something new into the industry that wasn't there before. And you will get backlash, and you will, like you said, get attacked. But that's where you have to shake it off and look the other direction and continue doing what you want to do, not what others want.
And remember that if they are hating on you that hard, then you're doing something right.
Amen.
You're making the change that they're all afraid of. And that's not our problem. That's theirs.
And see, and that's what makes it so great too, is because, and that's something that me and Uncle Slam, we miss about, we just recently lost our co-host, the Viperess. She had to step away from the show. But, and that's something that we loved about having her on, was we had that female perspective, because women's wrestling is so, it's so much in the spotlight now. We were just talking on the recap episode about our predictions for the Royal Rumble and, the matches and stuff. And the women's division is so wide open. I don't know who I could predict to win the Royal Rumble. It could be literally anybody. The men's is always a little bit more predictable. But that's what I like about the women's division, is you don't know what's going to happen next.
No,
it's
not at all
predictable. And it's to me, it's what that is one thing that is propelled women's wrestling more into a spotlight role. But 2, the fact that they've just went out there and killed it. Because this is not, and I don't mean anything bad towards people, because I've said this, on the show several times. I don't mean anything bad towards that generation of women's wrestlers, but this is not Trish Stratus and, all them wrestling and Lita. There's nothing against those ladies. They paved the way for the women that are there now. Their wrestling was just always a little bit off, as far as in the ring performance. And it's because they weren't given the attention that they needed, for their timing and stuff like that. But the women that are there today, they're killing it performance wise. They're going out there and putting on sometimes better matches than all of the men's matches on the card. So, it's great to have the women's perspective in a sport that is starting to be co-dominated by women. And it's only an asset to the sport to have voices like your alls out there and on shows, which is why, like I said, I hate that we lost, the Viperess, but, we understand, she's got things she's got to do too. And real life always comes first, but, it's a complete asset. I love seeing women start podcasts, talk about wrestling and stuff like that too, because it's just, I don't know, like I said, the stereotype to me was always, well, if you listen to a woman talking about, to me this was the stereotype in my head, is a woman could start talking about wrestling, get 10 facts straight correct, say one fact wrong, and she's immediately stupid, doesn't know what she's talking about. She don't know nothing about wrestling.
Yeah.
It's just because she's a woman. Well, guess what?
I've heard that before.
I misquote facts all the time. It's not because of the fact that I'm an idiot about wrestling. It's because of the fact that I've got 5 million facts in my head, and sometimes they collide together. It happens to everybody. But no, it has been definitely a pleasure having you all on, and I am glad to see you all doing what you all are doing and succeeding. Do you all want to plug all your all shows and everything before we get out of here or anything?
Absolutely. So when it comes to wrestling, it all started with one podcast, and that is our OG Slam Stories, which is one of our more interview-driven podcast where we sit down one-on-one with an individual or a tag team, what have you. I think we've even had a faction at one point. But it's a deeper dig into their wrestling careers. It's their stories, which is why we call it Slam Stories, because we want to know about everything, the good stuff, the bad stuff, what got you here today, what would you do different, stuff like that. So that's what that series is. It's more of our PG. I'm not going to say, because we actually, if you've seen our shows, our ratings go from TV PG all the way to TVMA. It depends on what's coming out of our mouths. That one tends to stay more PG out of all of them. Then we now created, our newest one, which is still along the lines of the interview podcast, and that's Carnage Chronicles. But that is where we dig deeper into those individuals that do like the death matches. We know that that's not for everybody, so we decided to separate it and give it its own spotlight. So that's that one. But then we flip it a little bit.
We do.
And I'll let you talk about the other two and what they're about.
We kind of spin out of the interviewer role, and we almost lose a little bit of control a lot of the time. And if you're excited about an upcoming event that is taking place, and you know how all the heat builds and it builds, well, we have pre-show preview where we will have a panel or a select few of individuals come onto the show, and we will ask them some of the interview questions and revolving around the match event, everything like that. However, a lot of the time they get rudely interrupted by their said opponent. Where whether it starts in chat, we've had a few instances where it happened to chat, and then they joined us live on screen, and well, you can imagine how that blew up. We've had times where we've had nearly 7 gentlemen and female on at the same time.
That was rough.
And
it got heated.
It gets heated, and we lose control. But it's amazing because, it's all about that event. It's all about what happens, and then that weekend the event takes place, but it's all about building, and you see that hype, and you see it growing, and then, it's just really getting ready to take place. Well, then you have our other show, Post Match Parlor, where it is what happened after. We will sit and we will discuss and we will say everything that took place and what happened, the results, and really break it down, kind of like what we do in pre-show preview prior and our picks, which again, then we decide to get heated because we don't always agree on the same wrestler.
No.
So then post-match, we have our footage, we showcase. And then we will also occasionally have individuals join us on it and discuss whether we've had people come on and be upset by their loss and, you know, spin out of control about it. Or they come in and they show, like, look, I am the new champion. So it is all about different kinds of takes, whether you want the aftermath, whether you want the hype, whether you want the interviewing, whether you want to see that interview and hear those crazy stories of people with the blood and guts over in Carnage.
Yeah.
That is all of our wrestling related ones.
But now, as we just said, you know how we always try to keep things fresh. We are actually going to be kicking off a new little series. Now, this isn't a live. It's going to actually take us back old school to videos, how we originally started. And as you had mentioned in your introduction of us, I play more of the heel role. I'm the devil's advocate. I'm the one that's going to get you all riled up. This one here is the face. She's sweet. She's innocent. She's, I don't know. You don't get them as riled up as I do because I feel like the heels are
they're already
ready to shut you down.
But I accidentally poke too many buttons and it ends into an explosive confrontation.
So with that being said, we are going to start dropping videos again very soon to showcase what we used to do, exclusive interviews. Except Veronica is going to interview faces only, and Tori will be doing exclusive interviews with heels only. And we're going to see just how wild these interviews can get. So keep an eye out. I actually am going to start recording Veronica's exclusive this next week. So those drops will be coming soon.
Sounds awesome.
Ooh,
Sounds like
can't
you got a lot going on for real.
It keeps us out of trouble, and well, sometimes it gets me into it, but I like that just the same.
Especially when you step onto the Sloanes After Dark or Unscripted, which is just spontaneous live streams where we can go from doing tortilla challenges, we can go into having the random slumber parties, risque games. I mean, it ranges from everything. Her locking me in a room with having to escape. Like, it can range from anything because that is where we step out of the wrestling. Yes, we still bring up wrestling, but it's really a step out to just the Sloanes overall. Yeah.
I saw a small tidbit of that. Now, am I to assume that Miss Tori does not like dolls?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I saw the same one where you locked her in the room and there was a code, there was a set of numbers.
Yep.
And that code had to do with Solo Sokoa. So how can you all be sitting there and telling me you watched that episode, yet you are going to act surprised that Solo won?
No,
It was his birthday, wasn't it? Or no, it was his appearance day.
His debut day in WWE.
Yeah, debut, and she had to put it in a certain order or whatever. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
That is absolutely great. That is absolutely great.
It wasn't that great.
Oh,
She's
okay.
like, no, it wasn't. No, it
It
wasn't.
was not. I'm gonna shut you down real quick. It was not great. Especially when I found that half of them had music boxes. So when you go to pick one up, you know, I ended up throwing one at one point. Didn't mean to, but no.
Uncle Slam, if you ever walk into your bedroom and the light won't come on or nothing and everything, me and Jen did nothing to collaborate to scare the crap out of you.
I don't trust none of y'all.
We did nothing to collaborate, I promise. No, that was an absolutely great stunt. Absolutely great stunt. But no, we have absolutely enjoyed having you all on here. You all are more than welcome to come back anytime you all want to. You all have been fabulous guests.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity, and don't think that we're not coming after you because we need to see both of these faces on our show as well.
Anytime, just let us know. We will work it out.
Outstanding. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure we can have a lot of fun. You know the shenanigans we get into, so just brace yourself, boys.
Oh, always. Trust me, I'm ready for it the second it starts. Trust me. The second I see live going on, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Sometimes it's like a car wreck. You just gotta stop and look, you know. Like, what's
That's
going
right.
on today? What is there a train wreck today or I think the last one I got to sit down and actually watch all the way through. I was telling Uncle Slam about it. I said, all I know, man, is they had I said, man, all I know is Veronica is not the person to piss off. And he was like, why is that? I said, I don't know what happened. I said, I just know that they were sitting there talking to a guest and Veronica disappeared for like 10, 15 minutes. And the next thing I know, she came back and she was giving that guest a what for. And he was like, what happened? I said, he said,
Was it
"What
LVK?
happened?" I don't remember. Bishop?
Oh, Bishop. Yes. Yes. Well,
So-
he deserved it. And he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, I think
Like
he
I
where
said-
did he go? Go on to Prince? Is that who did he jump on?
No, he did, but I think what he's talking about is when he ran his own little podcasting and he started like, I don't retract. When you stand up for yourself, don't retract. And that's what he did. And man, I handed it to him.
I was like, which one?
I'm sitting here watching it going, oh shit, what's happening now? I was like, what is going on here? Because we are live. This ain't no private chat. We are live.
He's like, we are live. Like he's about to do it. We are sitting here live watching the Sloanes.
Right.
And Veronica's giving it to him.
I was like, okay.
That happens. It happens. It's like a light switch.
Yep. So, okay. Note to self: do not get on bad side.
I don't know. A lot of people said they like when I get mad.
Oh,
well, I mean, and then there's those options too. Yeah,
different strokes for different folks, I guess.
that's right.
Tell me what your kink is without telling me what your kink is.
I swear, I wish I had the different strokes theme to play right now. The world don't move. Man. Well, ladies, we are going to let you all enjoy the rest of your afternoon since we woke you up so early in your morning. We appreciate you all being here. And like I said, you all have an open invitation. Anytime you all want to come back, you let us know.
Definitely.
We will get it done and have another great episode. Appreciate y'all being here for real.
Well, thank you for the invite, and we will absolutely be back. I know I had a great time, Tori.
I had a phenomenal time. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Sounds good to me. Guys, the referee has hit that 3 count, so we are going to ring that damn bell.